we're going to talk about is about the black sheep. We're going to talk about the black sheep, okay? And the reason I think this is important because I was driving to the Children's Museum with my wife today, and while we were in traffic, we started to have a conversation about the story in the Bible named Joseph because he's the story of Joseph is my favorite, which is why I share so much about the black sheep because a lot of the black sheep is in Joseph, and in my opinion, Joseph was the original black sheep among others. But before I start, I have a question. Is there a dream in your head, a vision in your head that you see of your life? Okay? Whether you get it early in the morning or you get it late at night. Okay? I have this thing right here that can't find me, so I apologize. Okay. You have a dream of one day having more or being more or a, like achieving something that makes massive impact on the lives of others or yourself. I'm here to let you know that that dream is real. But what God doesn't show you is how you are going to get it. So I want you to think about it, okay? In the story of Joseph, he got two dreams saying that his brother and his dad would bow down to him one day, okay? But he didn't tell him how it was going to happen. And I think God operates in patterns. And once you understand the pattern, your life becomes so much better. And that's why I'm here to make this video. Because think about it. I want you to imagine that you were Joseph. And he said, "Hey, Joseph, you see that dream you keep having about having your family bow down to you one day? It's real. But before you get there, you're going to have to be gone from your dad for a long time. Your brothers are going to hate your guts. They're going to hate you so much that they're going to fake your death. They're going to fake your death, okay? They're going to sell you into slavery. You're going to be a slave for many years. And then when you get out and you think that your life is about to turn around, someone is going to accuse you of having sex with them, and their husband is going to throw you into prison for a few years. If God told you that, what would you say? If you're honest with yourself, most of you would tell God, "I'm good, dude. Like, I'm good. Just keep me here. Let me be safe. Let me find me a safe 9 to 5 and do what I need to do and fall in line." And that's what many of you are doing right now. That's how many of you guys are living your life. Some of you work a 9 to 5 that you dread, and you have a dream in your head. You have a dream that one day something is going to happen. Your life is going to change. And you think about it because it's like, well, why do I keep having this dream and I'm here? And because you can't see the connection between your 9 to 5, you being here, and your dream over here, the gap in between, this gap in between is unknown, and it's unknown on purpose. And because you don't know what it is, you stay safe over here. That is what's keeping you here, because if you don't make any movement, you will never get over here. Between here and here is movement, action, mistakes, relationships, lessons, investments, whatever it is in your life. You have to fill the blank in. But if you are afraid to go through that valley of shadow of death, If you don't believe, and I say this, when I say this, people get offended. If you really don't believe that God is with you through the valley of the shadow of death, you will never move. And I see it all the time. You hear people talk about it. Yeah, I'll do it when I get my ducks in a row. I was talking to a friend earlier today about a move that he was thinking about doing. Okay. 2 weeks ago, he said, I'm going to talk to you on the 31st, and I'm serious. Well, today is August 2nd. And I hit him up and he says, Hey, man, if you're going to talk to me about that thing, I'm not ready yet. I'm still waiting for the stars to align. The stars, these are your stars, and they will never align unless you take action. How many of you guys are living your life like that? How many? I want you to think about that. And it's not even you seeing the work that is going to take from get from A to B. It's the fear of the unknown. Oh, you don't have enough money, or you don't know what the path looks like, so you don't want to take your first step. And they say a journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. And most people don't even take that step. That's crazy. It's like waking up in the middle of the night to go use the restroom, and it's pitch black in your house and you don't want to turn the light on because you don't want to fully wake up. From your bedroom, you can't see your bathroom, but if you can get up and walk a few steps, you can see just enough in front of you to keep going. And as you keep going, eventually you make it to the restroom so you can use it. That's how your life is. But most people, because they can't see from their bedroom to the bathroom, they stay in bed. They never relieve themselves. They never get to experience the fulfillment. I mean, that's funny, but it's true at the same time. Okay? That's crazy. Joseph ended up being the second highest ranking officer in Egypt. But what it took for him to get there was the preparation from age 17 all the way to age 30. Okay. And there's a part in the middle that some people miss. When Joseph was in prison, when he was in prison and he interpreted the wine bearer's dreams, he promised Joseph, Hey, when I get out, I will tell Pharaoh about you. And Joseph said, Cool, bro. Just don't forget me. And it took 2 years. It took 2 more years. How many of you feel like you are just at the cusp of seeing some type of success or seeing some type of results, and then there's a delay? How many of you? Because just when he thought that he would be getting out to show that he would be valuable to Pharaoh, it slipped his mind. It slipped the wine bearer's mind for 2 years. So that's another 2 years of him being in prison until he finally got out. I want you guys to think about that. Because in Psalms 105:19, it quoted, until the time that his word came to pass, the word of the Lord tested him. So a lot of times we think it's our fault. I made a huge mistake, or that person screwed me, or I was supposed to get that job, but they took advantage. Joseph could have easily said, I could have been out 2 years ago if this person didn't forget me. But it wasn't the person. It wasn't the right timing. It wasn't the right timing. And if you guys would just read the Bible, if you just crack the book open and read it, you would see that Joseph did not complain. He didn't complain at all. He just went on with the day because God was always with him. And that's something that I needed to remember recently is that no matter how hard things get at times, God is always with you. He's always with you. When you feel like everyone is avoiding you, everyone has forgotten you, everyone has thrown you away, I would argue that's when God is with you the most. That's when you can hear him because there's isolation, there isn't distraction, there isn't noise, there isn't exciting, quote unquote, exciting things to do. Because sometimes, God gives us a snack and we immediately forgot about him. You become brand new. You forgot who got you there in the first place. So he's testing our character. So it's like, hey, that life you say you want, you can have it, but I need to develop you to get there. Because I gave you an appetizer before the main course, and you forgot about me for 5 years. I gave you a raise or a new car or a huge deal, and money became your god for the next 5 years until you lost it all, and now you're back here. Like the prodigal son, and because God forgives us, He welcomes us with open arms. But it's like, well, if I gave you an appetizer and you forgot about me for 5 years, imagine the feast that I want to give you. I can't give it to you because you don't have the character, you don't have the being, you don't live, you are not the person to to deal to that has what it takes to maintain what he has to give you. So instead of him who really wants to give it to you, sometimes we are in our own way. And my mindset coach says this all the time. A lot of times, and the first couple of times he used to say it, I never really used to understand it. But it makes a lot of sense when you think about it in perspective. Most times we are the ones that are in our own way. Imagine being your own obstacle and you don't even know about it. That's why mindset is so important. And that's what I help people with in my community. Joseph, the original black sheep. David, the king, the future king, was not even called when Samuel came to Jesse's house. Samuel, the prophet, came to Jesse's house and said, there's a king in this house, and God sent me here to anoint him. And Jesse, the father, brings in all of his sons except for David. Oh, Samuel can't be talking about David. He's my youngest. He looks weird, and he's tending the sheep. Another black sheep. How many of you have been counted out because of the way you look or the way you speak? Maybe you dress too street, so when you walk around your business partners, they say, how could this person know anything? They don't even know how to dress. They look at you, they judge you with their eyes instead of your with their sight, with their spiritual eyes. They can't see. They see a dude with a chain, they see a dude that speaks with slang, maybe you wear street clothes, right? And they immediately count you out. Or they went to school with you, and you have grown so much since then that they don't trust you because looking at you now reminds them that they've been slacking. So your success is making them uncomfortable. And to make them feel better, they try to they try to crap on your dream. They try to tell you you're doing too much. They try to tell you, why don't you just be happy where you at right now? Because those are the voices that they have been listening to, and they see you today and said, well, man, 5, 10 years ago we grew up together. Why is he so different? Why is she so different now? Because you've been grinding, because you've been developing yourself while they've been going out watching football games and partying and all that stuff. You was developing your skill. You was reading. You were healing. You were doing what it takes for you to move to the next level. And now that you are at the next level, they look at you and you are a walking mirror of the work that they refuse to do. So it's easier to make you feel like a black sheep than for them to accept accountability for the lives, the unhappiness that they are experiencing. So now they want to kill you and put you in bondage. But according to the story of Joseph, it was not a curse from God, it was your blessing in disguise the whole time. It was your preparation to become the person that you need to be in order to manifest that life that you see in your head. I wish somebody would just get this. The life that you see in your head, only you can see it because God gave it to you. And the feeling for me, I get the feeling like right here. Okay. It's not like in my heart, it's like right here. And sometimes it's like behind my shoulder. It is a feeling of fulfillment I feel when I see a certain life in my head that only God has given to me. And you have it too, wherever you feel it. And for you to get there one day, your journey you are going to have to carry your cross. That's why Jesus said you have to pick up your cross and follow me. You have to pick up your cross. And for Joseph, it was years as a slave in prison and not being around his family, isolated from his family. So the essence of this video, I didn't want to go past 15 minutes, but the essence of this video, I'm trying to speak to someone tonight, is that life that you imagine, that you dream about is real, but you have to become the person that manifests that life. And until you do, there will always be a gap. If you never start, you will never get there. If you never go through that valley of shadow of death, you will never get there. Just know that God is going to be with you. It's just character development. No one is going to do something and immediately be the best. If you love sports and you want to learn how to shoot a basketball, you are never going to be you're not going to perfectly shoot threes. You're going to have to show up in the gym. You're going to have to miss some shots. You're going to have to lose some games. You are going to receive lots of critique from fans and from hecklers and from haters. And you're going to need that. You can't be a winner and you never had a hater. You won't know how to act. How would you look that you're successful and now you have someone in the comments heckling you and you lose character and you curse them out and the hood comes out and you start to speak up and you lose your endorsement and God says, man, all of that work just because you lacked discipline from controlling your mouth. And maybe that was a lesson that you had to learn, controlling your mouth. When you get upset, you don't always need to respond. And until you learn that lesson, you won't go to the next level. Picture life like a game. Every lesson you learn unlocks a new superpower that gets you closer to your life. I'm at 19 minutes, so I'm gonna keep this, I'm gonna end this real quick. The life you see is real. And if you believe that you can do it, you can hold it in your hands. Everything that happens from where you are now to where you want to be is training. So fail your way to success. Have a good night. My name is Keon Patrick. And if you want to know more, comment Blueprint and I'll send you my free guide to how to invest in real estate. I also have my free Telegram where I talk about this all the time. Or you can comment Zoom. I host weekly Zoom calls for people in a private room where we talk about mindset and how to manifest the life you want faster. Have a good night.